Hi everyone, and welcome to yesterday's German Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps real fast. If you didn't see the video me and Cassie put up on April 1st, go watch it now. I'm really proud of it. It's the most work we've ever put into a video, probably since Drive By, and it was really fun to film and edit, so please go check that out. You won't be disappointed. I guarantee it. I saw ECAT and my mouth was like, I have to say words wrong. But let's get right to the recap. At ELQ, Larry Ashton is in Michael's office. He thought it was Tracy's office. Where have you been, Larry Ashton? Ned puts a stop to Larry trying to find Tracy. Ned and Olivia are both there with him. Michael had left the room to go track down Tracy. Ned won't let him near Tracy, and they're all going to wait for her. And I'm like, good luck with that, because she's in Turkey. Larry introduces himself to Olivia, and Ned says she's his fiance, and this is the first Michael is hearing of it. Oh, by the way, he's since back in the room. Michael's so happy for them, and then he's going to have his assistant track down Tracy, and Olivia is like going to help, because she does not want to be in that room right now, and that leaves Ned and Larry alone. So Olivia comes back to hear Ned and Larry talking about her. Larry's kind of anti-marriage when it comes to anything, really. And Ned is pro-marriage, obviously. And he says, they're completely honest with each other. And, Larry's like, well, what makes it different than any of your other marriages that haven't lasted? And he's like, Olivia makes it different this time. She's extraordinary, and she makes him want to be better. And I'm like, be still my beating heart. And then Larry's happy, he's happy, and I'm like, cool, we can all be happy now. Michael and Olivia return. They toast Olivia and their future, and then Michael fun warns her about moving in with the Quartermains. Like, in Turkey, alright, Tracy and Laura have arrived. They're at the monastery, and the people who live there don't seem too happy with them being there. But Laura tells Tracy to be quiet, let her do the talking. And she talks to them, and they're gonna let them stay there. So they bring Laura and Tracy to their room. Laura says that they're staying because they're gonna give a small donation, and they also aren't allowed to leave the room because women aren't allowed to be like in there unless it's like worship or something like that. And Tracy is like super suspicious, and Laura also says that they don't know about the painting. Like, they said they don't know about it. She thinks that they should go explore when things go quiet. So in the meantime, Laura and Tracy talk about Edward, and Laura says how proud Edward was of Tracy. He talked about her. She was his assistant for like literally, I guess, like a day, but still. And that he said that Tracy was treacherous, duplicitous, and ruthless, and that's what she needed to run ELQ, and she was his finest accomplishment. So Tracy's like, well, he never told me any of this, and Laura thinks that he was afraid of her, and Tracy says that, he never really expressed like love, he never really told her he loved her. I can't. I know it's daytime and I'm supposed to be better, but obviously not so much, right, Mish? Right. And Laura says that he was probably stingy with the words because they meant so much to him. And then Laura and Tracy hug, and it's a really like emotional hug, and I'm like, wow. So Laura is going to adventure and tells Tracy that she can stay like behind and maybe like go to one of the nicer hotels and a hotel in one of the other towns. But when they open the door, they hear a woman crying, and it's time to explore, and Tracy's going to go with her, because you know what? Tracy wants to do this. At Carly's, Jocelyn hates Sunny again. There was really only like 2 minutes where she didn't. And Jocelyn is worried Carly isn't in a healthy relationship, that she needs to get a divorce, and that she tells Jocelyn, like, don't let anyone treat you like this and that and the other thing, but she's not, like, living that truth, you know what I mean? So Carly's like, I have to go, and Jocelyn won't let her, and like really pushes the issue. So Carly's holding off on like divorce until she's sure, because of how painful it will be for everyone involved. Jocelyn doesn't remember when her and JAX got divorced, but it's not a fun process for anyone. At the penthouse, Jason tells Sam that Jake has an appointment with a psychiatrist, and she has an idea about the other thing. So then Sunny's at the door. Jason has something to ask him, and then Sam heads out to deal with something else. They want him to be Scout's godfather, and they're going to ask Carly to be her godmother. So they know things aren't great between them, and Sunny wonders if oh, he hopes that this will bring them together. Wonders if they hope. Sunny wonders if Jason and Sam hope that this will bring Carly and him together. So then Carly's at the door. She needs to talk with Jason, and then she sees Sunny there, and she's like, lovely. But Jason won't let her leave, and Sunny thinks this is set up, and he's like, no, it's just a happy accident. Carly accepts the godmother job, and they'll come together for Scout. So outside, Sunny wants to talk with her, and she says that they already did. They're talking, and she heard what she needed to hear. Misha Ann, what have you done? You knocked over the Lucky Charms. That's not lucky. Oh, Misha Ann. And I think Sunny was kind of going to backtrack some of the stuff he said the other day. But, Carly didn't give him the option. But, she didn't know that's what he was going to say. And Misha Ann, she's just on a warpath today, right? At Kelly's, there's someone watching Alexis through the window, and then Jax comes in the door, but I think it's a different person. So it's who's watching her, like, creepily through the door. Not creepily, you know what I mean. So, it's a surprise. They're running into each other. Nothing was planned. They sit down and talk. She tells him about the letter and the sincerity she feels from it, and he's very supportive of her. Maybe because he hasn't had as many run-ins with Julian as other people in town, but he really is truly, like, sorry for her loss and, like, doesn't think, I don't know, it's hard. There wasn't, like, a lot said on the subject, but I just got the feeling that he was, like, truly sincere when it came to how he feels about her. So then Sam comes in and invites Jax by sometime, and he has to be somewhere right now. Alexis can't shake the feeling of Julian, and she got the call again and heard the mysterious noise, and Sam thinks that she needs closure or a body. Like, she needs some proof that Julian's gone, and she's going to help her do that. So Sam's going to investigate, and she's already started, and she's looking at this, like, logically and objectively, not from an emotional standpoint. Back at Carly's, Jocelyn is about to leave for horse riding class, and Jax is at the door. She's so happy to see him, and, he doesn't know what's going on with Sunny. He does need to talk to her, though, and I felt like we all kind of know where this is going. It seems serious, not good. He has bad news about Lady Jane. She's no longer with us as of last night, and he didn't want to tell her over the phone. And in real life, the loss of Barbara Tarbuck late last year, it was, I think I retweeted about it. It was, obviously a huge loss, and she was one of the last casualties of 2016, unfortunately. And just all the condolences to the family. I know it's a few months later. We had, acknowledged at the time. But I'm happy to see that they're acknowledging it in the show in, like, it's a respectful way, because me and my mom were talking about it last night, and I'm glad they didn't, like, rush to add it in. At a time, like, where it would have been, yes, closer to the date, but it wouldn't have worked, and it wouldn't have seemed like, organic in the show. Like, they weren't just, like, forcing it in. Like, they did it in a respectful way where we're really able to talk and elaborate on her passing. So that, this show, when it comes to stuff like this, I do have to give them, like, all the props. So Jocelyn is really sad. She wishes she could have been there. And she just talked to her last week. He says that, she wanted her to remember her how she was, and, she passed in her sleep. It was very peaceful, and he was with her. She wrote Jocelyn a letter. She's not quite ready to read it yet. And now, end scene. Sam comes back home. He tells her, Jason tells her the yes news from both of them. But Sunny and Carly may be done together. Sunny calls Diane. He has something for her, and I'm like, even, like, I don't know, just, why not just at least stay separated for a while and not rush to divorce? Like, I don't, like, just because you might get divorced doesn't mean you have to do it right this second. I don't know, but that's just me. And a lot of people don't want to see them get divorced again, because I was reading the comments on one of the, like, articles for, like, what's coming up this week on General Hospital, and someone was like, this is stuff, like, real-life couples go through, and they don't necessarily, like, get divorced. Like, why not play it out without, like, taking that route right away? And I agree. Sam shows Jason the gas station surveillance video. There was someone there and he's like in a black hoodie, and Sam gets an alert from the bank that Julian's credit card was just used. Alexis is headed to a meeting, and a person in a black hoodie is like somewhat following her, and I'm like, Michael gets a call. He tells them that Tracy is in Turkey, and Larry Ashton very dramatically spits out his drink, and I was like, the people at the monastery are moving the portrait, and Laura and Tracy stop them, and they unveil the portrait, and Laura like looks at Tracy and the painting, and it's like, it's you. Jocelyn and Jax look over the photo album, and Jocelyn really loves the sun hat that Lady Jane's wearing in one of the pictures, and Jax is gonna give it to her, and then they do an in memory of, and it's just very emotional, and yeah, it was all over, just a very good, well put together episode. So that is it for yesterday's General Hospital recap. I will see you today for more General Hospital, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.